Yeah. Look. Yeah, je dis même quoi.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Live with JB, sponsored by Catchy Wave Solution and the Pride of Tobago. All I hear that song, no matter what. You know, we're making it, We're making it through the stormy weekend that we are about to seem to have. How everybody going? How they keeping safe? And everybody is in good health. Yeah, because we're experiencing some bad weathers. Nevertheless, all I don't know, this evening show is all about season 1 grand finale, looking ahead of season 2, Trinbago inspiration. Yeah? So all I don't know, last week for Live with JB, it was a blaze, because while we celebrated our We Independence Boulevard celebration. You understand? For those of you all who would have missed out last week, let me let you know what I missed out first. Let me let you know what I missed out. Last week, we had Sweet Strings, melodist David, the grand violinist. We even had the a We Junior and Senior folk queen, co-quiz, and our senior folk queen, Miss Leslie Ann. Yes. Co-quiz. Co-quiz is such a unique name. It always make me almost tie up my tongue, but I love that unique name that she has. You understand? We also had our independence message of hope from our American braveheart, Mr. Cedric. And listen now, our one and only one of our own legend, Papa Lord Nelson. Yes, we had all of that last week on Live with JB. Listen to now, we had our Pania Jam. So let me start real big with our Trinidad and Tobago Pan Masters, Dane Galton and Leandro Nore. Yeah, let me start big time. For those of you all who miss out here, or they can still get a peek at the video, just go on our Catchy Wave YouTube channel and they go get fixed. Don't worry. They go make up for what they miss out on. So what's going on with everybody? Everybody good? Happy birthday to you, Danelle. A special happy birthday from Live with JB and Catchy Wave Solutions to you. We do wish you many, many more good health and strength. And it's nice of you to be celebrating your birthday on Live with JB. Don't worry, you would not be disappointed at all. You will enjoy yourself. Yeah, good evening, Miss Diane, Miss Elliott. Special good evening, Miss Cheryl. Who else am I seeing here? Miss Donna, good evening. Oh, Bago say good afternoon. I am here. I hustle home to be here. That's what we're talking about. Like, no matter where all it is, when it's time for Live with JB, all it is just make sure all it make that time. All it is put aside 6 p.m. for Live with JB. As for Miss Cheryl, it's 3 p.m. by her. You understand? So usually around this time, she just be multitasking to make sure she tune into Live with JB. So I appreciate all the sacrifices you always make on a Friday evening to make sure you tune into Live with JB. That's what we're talking about. Enough respect, man. Really, really appreciate it. So I want to say a special good evening to Mr. Fred, all the way in Toronto, and one of my mentors, Mr. Ozzy. Special good evening to you as well. I see you. Special good evening to all of you all. So, Miss Cheryl, somebody could tell me where Miss Cheryl is? Because last week, she was asking us if we think we could top last week's show. She wanted to know if we could top it. Well, here what now, Miss Cheryl? You know your girl love a challenge. Me and senior yet to make comment. I don't know where you're there, but all you go and call me Cheryl for me, please. Because here what? This show is about to sweep her off of her feet. We offer this challenge here this evening. Yeah. We're picking up on this challenge here. So all I don't know, this evening is We Season 1 grand finale. We're celebrating the end of Live with JB season 1. And we're looking ahead to what will be an even more exciting for season 2. Yeah, we rolling. Listen now, we rolling right through. We ain't taking no break. Oh, Miss Cheryl, you're confused because you're going on YouTube and Miss Sharon now on Facebook. So the both of you all confused me there for a moment. I know when I see YouTube with the Gleghorn, I know it's usually Miss Sharon there. So all they set me up. But nevertheless, I see you good. Well, don't worry. I come out to sweep all of all feet here this evening. Don't worry. But I have an assignment for all of Live with JB supporters here. Yeah, I come to give all an assignment. I want all to start commenting who was your favorite guest on Live with JB. And I'm not talking about last 2 weeks and 3 weeks. I'm talking about from the beginning. From episode 1, because we in episode 50. Miss Elliot, Miss Cheryl, Miss Sharon, Danelle, Miss Diane. Let me see who else here. Bego Jojo. I want all of you to comment who was their favorite guests. I think it's even for you all to have at least two favorite guests because it was a lot. I think it's going to be hard to just choose one. And as I say, it's not from the last 2 and 3 episodes. We're going back. Give me a show back. Who all probably think I forget? Remind me. Hey, I remember when I bring so and so on season 1 or season 2. Yeah? Give me a throwback. So I want all to comment for me who was their favorite guests on Live with JB. Yeah. So please, I want you to take the opportunity and share the live. All I have to do is pause for 1 minute and just reshare it. You see the numbers we wanted to build up so nobody can miss out on what's happening on Live with JB here this evening. Because listen to me. Listen, we come to sweep all their off of all their feet. We inside, we indoors, we going through such a stormy weekend, but don't worry yourself. We have entertainment in the house for all here this evening, okay? So, this evening, by popular demand, we have some of all their favorite. Remember last week we asked all who was all their favorite. Guess what? We brought back some of them along with some, listen to me, with some fresh faces for all you. So I hope all you come equipped and ready for this evening shows. So I hope also all you have all the ingredients, all the drink ingredients. So let's see, I post my whole flyer yesterday evening. I post up my flyer, the drink for all the drink ingredients that you all supposed to get. So let me just get the flyer one more time for you all. Right. So here is the flyer. Remember, we can't celebrate without a little cocktail in our hand, man. We didn't care if it's alcoholic or virgin. But we had to be ready to make a toast to celebrate season 1. Right? So you all walk with all the ingredients. Miss Elliot, I hear you say you don't drink alcohol. But I hope you come with your virgin drink. That's okay. We had a toast with something here this evening. Right? Right. So before we get into the celebration, because it's celebration after celebration, I'm going up in here, because last week was We Independence celebration, and this week is all about Live with JB closing off episode season 1, right? So, but before we go into the nitty-gritty of things, let me just go back into my comments. I like to pay attention to what is being commented. I like to. Right, don't forget that the best dressed drink, whoever dressed the drink the best will win a prize right here on Live with JB. So all please, I'll let us send my picture of all the drink. I see people still commenting their favorite guests. That's good. Continue to comment because I need to know. So before we get into the celebration, I had to beat the COVID message drum. I need to beat it for all you over and over, because here what now? We need to, listen to me, we need to get this virus under control so we could fully operate. Yeah? So the economy could open too. We need the economy to open, and we need to end this senseless the senseless loss of life. We need to put an end to it, and it can't happen just so unless you do your part and I do my part. It's not going to happen just so. All of us in this, all are we in this together, and we have to come to a place to understand that. So here, what now? Let me bring out a well-respected son of the soil. There was a video I saw that went viral on social media with his personal testimony and his passionate plea for the people to do the right thing, for you and I, for we to do the right thing so that we could save life and we could put an end to this pandemic. So I bring out a special guest for you all here this evening, live with JB, to share our safety message. So let me bring out Mr. Richard. Mr. Richard, are you ready to come out? Hi, welcome to Live with JB, Mr. Richard.
Thank you, and thank you for having me.
How are you?
Doing good,
How is the weather treating you?
Actually, it's the kind of weather that I enjoy. I like stormy weather, and this is really nice stormy weather.
Well, both of us.
Especially if I have one of the best dressed drinks that you're calling here.
Well, I hope you work with your ingredients. I wonder if you didn't see my post at all, boy. If you didn't see it, I will give you a lie, because you probably didn't see it.
Yeah, unfortunately, I've only had time to put together a nice cool drink of Morbi. Nothing else.
That's okay. We got cheers. We got cheers to that too. Don't worry. We got cheers to that. Don't worry yourself.
Sure.
Yeah. So, Mr. Richard, let me tell you this. Anybody that come on Live with JB, either they just end up leaving with a new nickname, or we just discover their nickname. So is it okay if I call you Mr. Richie Mac?
Well, you could call me that, because that happens to be the most common name by which I am referred.
Oh, well, you see, so one that means your name was your nickname was exposed, right?
There must be.
You didn't leave it a new one. It was exposed.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Nice we talking about, man. So where you joining us from?
In Canby, Tobago.
That's where you grew up?
That's where I grew up, and that's where I live.
That's what we're talking about. Can't be big up on yourself. So I must say to you, Mr. Richie Mac, I saw your video and I was truly touched by the message. But I want to take a few minutes to just share your message with the live. You understand? Live and direct. I want to give it to them, to all of Trinidad and Tobago. Just share with them your story.
Yeah, sure. And thank you for allowing me to share what is really a very simple story, but I have come to discover a very important story as we continue to attempt to battle COVID-19 in Tobago. I personally tested positive for COVID-19 back in April, and I had to go into state quarantine for 14 days, whilst my wife, my daughter, and grandson, they quarantined at home. What brought me to be tested for COVID-19 was I started developing symptoms like one of the worst flus you could ever experience, with significant body ache and fatigue and shortness of breath that I just couldn't understand or explain. And I decided, you know what, this is kind of strange. I need to bring myself to the hospital to be tested. And I did. And my results came back positive, and I was mandated into state quarantine for 14 days. Let me just say this, the state quarantine services were top-notch. The treatment was really good and professional. I think the state has done an excellent job in that regard. One of the things that I am determined is to ensure that not just my family, but everybody that I know can be safe from COVID and not have to go through what I went through. Because I came through my state quarantine, quite fine, except that shortly after coming out of state quarantine, I began to experience the symptoms of what is called long COVID. And those symptoms have been with me since April, right through August. The symptoms are much reduced now. And they're symptoms of extreme body ache, continuing fatigue, what is called brain fog, the inability to think clearly and to put together information as you once did. As well as you're just so weak, just so tired. You enter almost into a depression, and getting out of bed on a daily basis became quite difficult for me. Well, the good thing is that I did some research, and I discovered that for the thousands and thousands of persons around the world who are suffering from long COVID, months and up to a year after they first tested positive for COVID-19, one of the things that had helped many people was being vaccinated, so that the symptoms of COVID, the symptoms of long COVID, began to lessen after they were vaccinated. So, of course, I had been looking forward to getting my own vaccination, but I had to wait 3 months after my positive test. But fortunately, on the 16th of August, I received my first dose of AstraZeneca. And I will tell you, within days of receiving my first dose, my symptoms of long COVID began to diminish. And I am functioning at a much higher level as it is now. The unfortunate thing, though, is that I have several very close friends, who were not as fortunate as I have been. They tested positive for COVID, and we have had to bury several of them. The one common thing with all of those that we buried is this: none of them as yet had the opportunity to be vaccinated. And since then, I have looked at their surviving family members struggle with this sudden loss, this unexpected loss, this loss of a loved one that no one could have planned for or prepared for, and certainly nobody expected. And not all of them had comorbidities. Some did and some didn't. But the pain and difficulty of dealing with this loss is no less for any one of those families. So since then, I have been vaccinated. My wife has been vaccinated. My grandson, who is 16, my daughter, who is 17, they too have been vaccinated. And I come from a family of 10 children, and all my siblings are alive. And we all run in age from 55 to 74. Each and every one of us have now been vaccinated, along with my 93-year-old mother. We have all been vaccinated, determined to protect ourselves, but also to protect those around us. The other casualty of COVID that many people don't get to experience is the casualty that I personally, me and my family, that we are experiencing. You see, we are small business owners, and we have no other source of income except from our small business. We run a small sporting goods store, and really that provides the means by which we live day to day. Well, because of COVID-19 and the government actions to protect the citizens and the lockdown, we have done no business at all since March of 2020. And our small business has become a casualty of COVID-19. And it has been a struggle for us financially. And we absolutely do not blame the government in any way. In fact, we support all the measures that the government has put in place to try to protect lives. We truly support that. We understand it, even though it is to our detriment, our business detriment. But we rather be safe and alive than to be open for business and not sure that we will see tomorrow, next week, or next month. So we recognize that in order for our business to be revived, it requires that the population do like we have done, and that is to be vaccinated so that the population is safe, so that everybody is safe, and that the country can return to normalcy. That the country can be opened up for businesses. I am just one of many small business operators who are struggling to stay alive financially, and who are struggling to keep their businesses afloat. So I understand the plight of many people in the country, but it is a plight that will only go away when we all do the right thing. And the right thing is, first of all, to protect ourselves and our families, and then to protect our neighbors and our friends, and then to protect the nation as a whole. Because there's only one way past COVID-19. There's no other way, and that is for the population to be vaccinated. So, I continue to lend my voice to all the other voices out there that are encouraging the country and the citizens to be vaccinated, so that the country can move past this situation that we have been in for the past year and some months, and return to normalcy, so that our lives can return to the free-spirited, open sharing type of lifestyle that we as Trinbagonians enjoy. I truly hope that those of you who would hear my voice today would take it for what it is meant to be, and that is simply to encourage you to secure first your own safety, and then the welfare and well-being of our nation and our people. And that's my story. Thank you all for listening in.
Thank you so much, Mr. Richie Mark, for taking the time off to coming and sharing your story with us.
Most welcome.
Really, really appreciate it. And I do hope that persons will take notes, and we will do what we have to do to just get rid of this virus and preserve more lives, yeah?
Thank you, JB.
And hope to have you back again with us at another time. It's not a one-time thing. Have a good evening, Mr. Richie Mark.
Thank you. Take care.
Okay. All right.
Bye-bye.
Okay, guys. So you all please remember to follow the COVID protocols. Remember, if all you get the vaccine, that doesn't mean that's all invincible. I hear some people saying they get the 2-shot. Them don't need to follow protocols. That is the most senseless thing I've ever heard for today. So I'm just here to remind you, please wash your hands, wear your mask, follow the COVID protocols, and abide with the rules. So please, you're not invincible. If you take your 2 shots, you could still get the virus. So let us all do what we have to do to keep this virus under control. Yeah? So, all are ready for reveal number 2? I'm going to bring out a reveal for all you. But before I bring out this reveal for all you, y'all remember last week for our Independence Bolivar celebration, we had some sweet music from our Tobago grand violinist, David. Y'all remember the sweet music we had? I remember Miss Cheryl and all say she made a comment saying she never hear sweet music from the violin so before, and she really, really enjoyed it. So, well, Miss Cheryl, are you there? Okay. I'm not seeing that. Where is Miss Cheryl? Miss Sharon said she never hear sweet music like that from on the violin. Right? So, I bring this next guest for let to prove to you how sweet we local soca music a song on the violin. Just to prove to all of you. Last week all of get taste. Well, here what now, man? I come to give all you more of that sweet, sweet violin music. So I call my next guest the sweet, sweet Trini Blossom, because listen to me now, their music sweet, too bad. And listen to me, them and the music blooming. Yeah. This is the perfect way we could kick off our celebration for today. But before I bring them off and bring them on, I know how to give a little taste of who my guests are. So let me play this video for audience now, man. I know this audience of mine love facts and all, they like evidence. So I'll drop this video on earlier. So guys, I need somebody in the comments to let me know, were you all able to see that video just now? For me, it had frozen. I've been with this bad weather. We're experiencing some technical difficulties. But if you all could just send a comment to let me know that you all was seeing the video playing and it was just on my ends. Let me know, please. Okay, excellent. They said they are seeing it. So let me play it back.
Taking us home with this one.
Well, I tell you, that's energy. And I see that kind of energy there. Oh my God. I was like, don't right here in the backyard too. I was like, no way. This can't be happening. Real sweet. Real sweet. So no further ado, let me bring out the Xavier strings. Nice energy, boy. Wow. Hello. Welcome to Live with JB.
Hi, everyone. Hi, JB.
Hi, Janelle. Jenny, I don't want to pronounce your name wrong, but could you tell me your name again?
I'm Janine.
Janine, right? I just didn't want to pronounce it wrong. So welcome to Live with JB. It's nice to have you all here. Listen, you all is the energy in which you all play this violin with that just catch me, just like, it's the energy. You're just not there playing, but it's the expression with it. I love that.
It's the Caribbean music in our skills, the Caribbean heritage.
That's what we're talking about. So where all this talent come from?
Well, right here. Well, we're sisters actually. My name is Janine. That's my sister Janelle. And we have been performing as a group, as sisters, since we were very young. Originally in Trinidad, and we traveled abroad. We were in England for a while. We came back home, and we've been performing for since probably 2011 as an entity, as Xavier Strings.
Oh, okay.
And it has come from, we're a family of musicians. So our mother is our manager. And yes, but she came from an orchestral background. So she used to play the double bass in an orchestra. That's really huge, really, really big violin. She used to play that in an orchestra in the UK. And we were born into an orchestra. So we kind of picked up the instruments. And I'm sure Janelle will give a better story. She's fantastic at these things.
Yeah, feel free, Janelle. Feel free.
Everything I was to say, she's telling it very, very well. But I just want to say hi. I'm Janelle.
Yes, you have my name.
We're just happy to be here. Happy to just be doing what we're doing. We enjoy it a lot. That's why I think obviously it kind of comes across. We've been on, we played overseas, we played, we just were doing our thing. We're enjoying ourselves. and then randomly getting called up by Stalin in England and called up by, and you're like, oh, what did you play? And doing different things. And we didn't realize really what we were doing until people actually started to tell us, look, what you're doing is actually very different and very special. And as soon as we understood that, that's when we decided to really do it a little bit more formally. We were always doing it, but just enjoy yourself.
I love what you just say, because what my next question is, how are they decide to play an instrument that is not much more traditional, like like the piano?
Well, obviously, from as Ginny was saying, our mom was a symphonic double bass player. So actually, you see a violin. Well, there's a viola here, but she played the one that's up in here, boom, 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 right? Those guys.
That's a very talented boy.
Thank you. And she tells us that she used to put us in front. We don't remember any of this. She used to put us in front by the violin to take care of us because she couldn't deal with it. She in the back there with the best big thing. She can't deal with the two of us. So she used to send us in front there. We don't remember this at all. When we came home, she was teaching us piano. She's a music teacher. Well, she was a music teacher, still is to some extent. Curriculum officer was very important in when we founding people for CXC music, for that curriculum. And then she tells us one day we came to her, we were like, we want to play something else. And she's like, well, we don't want to play piano anymore, because she was teaching us. And it was like, you're harder on the children than on everybody else. We're like, well, why? So we said, no, we want to play, we came hand in hand. Like, we want to play something else. And she's like, okay, well, you're a musician's children, so what are you going to play instead? We're like, the violin. And she was like, yeah, the violin. And that was it.
Wow.
And this is like 8 and 6, and from there we've never stopped. We just
it's in all the blood. It's in all the blood. I can't separate from that. It's in all the blood.
No, exactly. And then what was super important for us was just being able to play our music as well. Because yes, you learn the violin in a symphonic setting, you learn it classically, but playing it as a Trinidadian, playing tambourine music, playing a Trinbagonian really, playing tambourine music, playing soca, playing calypso, playing even rhythms from Zouk and Jean Canu, all the different Caribbean rhythms. That was more important to us. I think we find it very important to display the voice of the Caribbean in the violin world, because it's not that well known.
And it's what comes more naturally to us. I mean, we were trained, we are classically trained. So we played in orchestras. We're still part of the National Philharmonic Orchestra of Trinidad and Tobago.
What?
We perform, regularly with the orchestra. And that keeps us, technically very sound as well. But in terms of what we kind of feel comes more naturally and comes with our heart is when we bring in the real roots of our heritage, when we really feel into those rhythms.
Yes, the energy. Yes.
But it's fun. We enjoy it, and I think the biggest part of it is also getting the energy back from the audiences. Everywhere we go, Caribbean diaspora and Trinidad, Tobago has a special energy when we come to perform. For real. Very special energy, but what we get back, we kind of naturally kind of push back on the audience that is with us, and we give 180%, 200% of our energy on ourselves, just because of the spirit that comes to us in performing.
Nice. But how are they able to keep moving during this challenging time though?
Girl, it's been difficult, as with everyone in the entertainment industry. Janelle teaches full time as well, so I know she'll speak to that, the fact that she's done a lot of her teaching online. But in terms of Xavier Strings, the music part of it, we have actually been approached for a few performances, particularly like some online performances. So we performed for Lloyd Fest in Canada. They reached out to us, and they broadcasted virtually to their audiences. There was another one where we played for, it was called Mike 2020. That was hosted by Malik Yuba. I don't know if you know him. He's an actor from the States. But
Okay.
another very a very big event that was hosted online for the diaspora abroad. Even within the Caribbean, in Antigua, they reached out to us recently for emancipation. We produced a program for them. So we've been doing a few virtual programs.
Nice.
Corporate Trinidad, ever so often they reach out. I mean, at the same time, it has been a significant difference to our normal situation. You know, we had a lot of cancellations as soon as the pandemic hit. And, you know, as musicians, you have to kind of find ways and means to rethink your approach. And yes, we weren't able to go out in many cases. Sometimes we said, you know, let's just like do something at home just to give our audience, our fans, a little bit of energy. So I know we did a few free concerts where we kind of asked the audience what they wanted to hear. And
love it. Yes,
anything they asked for.
This pandemic just didn't keep all in our box at all.
No.
It was very blooming. Yeah.
You can't let it.
And then obviously you do different things. I mean, we play for the, as I said, play for the National Philharmonic Orchestra of Trinidad and Tobago, which is the only symphonic professional orchestra in the country. Are you hearing me?
Yes, I'm hearing you clearly.
Okay, great, because I just changed across. But we also have a music school, and that's been very important to keeping people sane. You know, keeping people sane with to be able to set your child across over there, let them play the violin, let them get a babysitter for a period, kind of thing. You know, violin, viola, pan, guitar, you know, the different things that we teach, right? And just to give children a way forward and a different way of approaching what they understand inside of themselves, kind of thing, their own rhythms. Very, very important to us to both teach in a classical way, reading music and stuff, and also to teach Caribbean rhythms and teach them to understand how to do those kinds of things. Because a lot of times you find that a lot of violins can't actually play Caribbean rhythms, you know? So it's really, really important for us to be able to show the voice of our own indigenous voice.
Yes.
You know?
Somebody need to... Go ahead.
Who are we and what are we bringing to the world? What is our voice? What does it sound like? That's all.
Yes. Lovely.
And another thing I do have to say, I know people have been reaching out, I think more recently, because everyone has been shut in for such a long time, particularly the elderly, persons retired, there has been a sudden desire to kind of bring entertainment to their grandmothers, their aunts, whoever's getting older and who has been shut in. So we have been having a few requests to say have those little virtual kind of pop-up shows for them online. And that is a fantastic, I mean, we heard the idea and it's so fantastic. We really wanted to share it with more people so that they know that is available to them. You know, there's no need to say that you can't go to Queen's Hall, you can't go anywhere.
You're bringing it to them.
We're bringing
it exactly.
Safe.
Yes.
And that's what Trinbago Blooms was. And also our Christmas show, Carol of the Strings, which we hope to bring back this year. Really, really high quality production. We'll be bringing that back because a lot of people didn't really see it. Everybody didn't see it. It got a good viewership, but we realized that in what happened with Trinbago Blooms being on TTT and stuff, we decided that we realized we hadn't put it out to the wider public. So we're hoping to put that out to the wider public as well. And the songs are timeless. It's Christmas, you know.
Love it. But you know, in my honest little opinion, you all really do this thing so uniquely and beautiful. And I mean, you all have the potential to do much more to promote, you know, Trinbago culture even across the globe, right? And on Live with JB here, our viewers are just not locally, but it's also internationally. But what could my audience, how could my audience support the Xavier String and the beautiful work they're doing? How?
You can tune in. First of all, you can follow us. You can like our pages and you can subscribe to us on YouTube. You can subscribe to our page. It's at Xavier Strings.
Xavier Strings.
On Facebook, we are also at Xavier Strings. We have an Instagram page as well. And we also have a website, which is www.xavierstrings.com. We try to keep it simple. You can reach out as much as
Easy.
you can. We really want to hear more from our audiences, and we want to reach out and provide more productions and more content that
Lots of different
what our audience wants, you know.
Yeah.
It's also that we can actually provide a lot of things to people. So whereas people couldn't have private people have been dealing with not being able to go out in public and go to public performances very differently. So some of the performances that we have had have been a private audience with a couple people for the birthday, the anniversary, right?
As we talking about,
not a heap of people, just a couple, nicely socially distanced, and we're over there performing, and we interact without fully coming into the 6 foot, you know what I mean? But trying to keep it, you know. Sometimes you wear masks. Well, we always wear masks, but you know, that kind of thing. Just doing lots of different things. People have done such really unique things, serenades for engagement, marriage, renewal of vows, actual weddings as well. And you can do that either virtually or, depending on your numbers, you can actually have us physically present and stuff like that as well. And you can have a range of things still that you can do, which is still safe. Right?
I can tell you, I want that kind of energy at my wedding. I find in Xavier Strings.
When is it?
Sometime in the future.
Amen. We call it.
Yes. You have someone lined up already, JB?
Oh God, no. I mean, I know we there.
Amen.
But I know the kind of energy I want.
You have a violinist already. Now all you need is for him to come along.
Oh yes, he need to find his way. Yes, right over here. But here this now, my producer told me that we making plans with you all to have you all do a special performance at our exclusive private art showcase and silent auction later this month.
Nice.
That's cool. I mean, let them talk to us.
That's what we're talking about. So let me ask you a question. Like a drop a little teaser for us live. You all were prepared to do that? I don't know.
It was a funny situation because we went completely different locations and there's a little delay sometimes coming across. I'm not sure how plausible it is. You happen to have your instrument there, Jay?
It's not tuned.
Try and give me a little thing, man. Give them a little teaser, just a teaser for what is to come. Nothing
How do
big.
you do that with a delay? I wonder.
I don't know. And I have to make sure I could hear you. What are you playing, Jay?
I have no idea.
All right, start something. Let me cut off.
What you want to hear?
Let me try. Do a thing.
The backyard, right here in the backyard.
Let's hear that one.
Yes, I know, but I love it, and I love the energy. I'll give it too.
Let me see. I don't know if you'll get a delay. Okay, go ahead, Janelle. Go ahead.
No, you started.
In the backyard.
I was just trying to keep it going, see if you'll get it. Keep it going.
You know what I love about what it is I just did there? I love how all they do back down from a challenge. I love that. So don't worry about the timing. We're gonna get that next time. But I love that I let them back down. Right? So thank you all so much, Xavier Strings, for taking the time off to coming on and entertaining us. That's what we're talking about talent. And I just can't get over the energy you all have in doing this thing. I can't wait for the auction, for the private viewing of this auction, man. You all performing. May I wait?
We are excited. We're excited.
I am very excited. It's the first time I'm hearing about this, so
You
Okay,
know, bring it
awesome.
on, bring it on.
And that's
Bring
we
it
talk
on.
about don't back down, back it down at all.
Not at all.
I love it. So thank you all so very much for tuning in and sharing and keep the music blooming, man.
Thank you
And
so much for
again, we
having us.
encourage everyone, check us out on Facebook and Instagram. If you missed the Trinbago Blooms, which was our presentation for Independence Weekend,
On
then
TTT. Yes,
it
I
was
saw
on
that.
TTT. It was on TTT.
Yes, yeah.
We have a piece of it, some snippets of it on our YouTube channel. So tune in, check us out.
Xavier Strings on YouTube.
Xavier Strings.
And you can
Okay,
even see
Xavier-
see lots of other things. Lots of soca we did over the years, some calypso we did over the
Okay.
years, some reggae,
Awesome.
some all the different kinds of music. Just some pop, because we literally do everything. We play jazz, we play everything. We just enjoy. We're Trinis. We play everything.
One more piece of plug, just in case. I know a lot of people have been asking for our contact number. It's 689-1031. Call us, WhatsApp us. You get through to our mom and manager, Joan, and
love it.
have a chit chat. Let's connect.
I love it. Yes. Janelle and this energy.
What?
So guys, remember to connect with them. Please contact them at 683-1031.
689.
689, sorry. 1031.
Yeah, so basically 6, then 8, 9, 10, 31.
31. Excellent. I don't think that can get easier. So
You came up with that yourself.
I love
You
it.
know I'm the innovative one, girl.
All the Janelle's just be the innovating one. Don't worry.
Yeah, yes, Jay. Yes, Janelle.
We can't.
Hey, any Janines in the house?
All right, tell what. When the husband come, I'm gonna name one of my daughter the Janine, right? We go work on that.
I'm taking that. I am taking
We go work on that. Don't worry. I got to write down that to make sure I don't forget.
I'll help you.
That was awesome.
All right. So thank you so much, guys, for joining us, and we'll have you all soon again with us, but at least by month 10. Right? So thank you so much.
Before I go, congratulations, JB, on a fantastic program. It's the end wrapping up. What's it, episode 15?
Yeah, season 1.
Strong. Keep it going.
Yes.
Keep it going.
Thank you so much.
Be happy and proud of you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. All right, guys.
Okay,
we'll see you later.
Care. Bye.
All right, no problem. Listen to me, all that's what we're talking about. Let's see Mountain, or better tune back in Mountain, because listen to me, see that kind of energy there. And who are gonna get engaged during COVID and thing? Or please utilize these Xavier sisters to me, please. We can't ask for better. Listen to me. That is first time I actually saw the video, and that is real energy. When I tell you energy, that is the kind of energy we need. Yeah? So let us get these celebrations started now. When Cheryl, you know you is life with JB Mixologist champion. You have your secret ingredients ready? Where is Miss Cheryl? I hope you have your secret ingredients ready, yeah? So let me bring all the hotshot mixologist Timmy to get the thing started for us here. Where is Timmy? Hi, Timmy. Welcome to Live with JB once more. But I went Timmy there. Timmy, you're muted. You need to unmute yourself.
Yeah, me now?
Yeah, but yes, Timmy, welcome again to Live with JB. But Timmy, are you there?
The mic, the camera on off?
Yes. No, I am seeing you and I'm hearing you. Are you hearing me?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Oh, excellent. Asking you, are you there? Where you tuning in from?
From Fairways. I'm actually at the Fairways right now as we speak.
Fairways Restaurant and Bar, big up on your whole self. That's what we're talking about. So Timmy, it's been a while. You know, you was one of our early guests on episode 4. You understand? Now you reach back quite an episode 15. Let me know how you've been managing during this lockdown. From then to now. What you been up to?
A lot of relaxation.
Yeah,
a lot of relaxation, a lot of time to think.
a lot of time to think. So you've been thinking the whole time. That's what we're talking about. Timmy, well, I hope everybody in the audience have the ingredients ready. Now, Timmy, call out the ingredients once more for them there, please. Wake them up with the ingredients.
Right. So the ingredients for the cocktail that we're going to do tonight is blue curacao, pineapple juice, lime, maraschino cherries, and coconut rum. If you don't have coconut rum, you could use regular white rum as a substitute. And if you don't have the maraschino cherries, well, grenadine could work as well.
Excellent. I'm just trying to right. Excellent. So, Timmy, remember the last drink you make for we was the knockout punches. Who knock out? Who couldn't finish drinking that to give it away?
Yes, I remember.
All kind of bacchanal take place. What drink you making for we here this evening?
Right. So this drink is actually
What
called
drink you making for we?
the JV Kamikaze.
What did you? Wait. Oh God, why did this make me laugh scandalous? So come again with
The
that name of
JV
that drink.
The JV Kamikaze.
Okay. What is this? Go right ahead. Yeah, what
We
now?
gotta make it a little exotic. We can't keep it we can't keep it.
I love that one. I love that one too. But go right ahead, Timmy. You mix your drink. Because listen to me, we want something that we can sip through, because we have a toast to make. Yeah, we don't want people to go and knock out and fall down and fall asleep and they're not watching and you can't comment.
It's going to be smooth and it's going to be great. It's going to be very, very exciting.
Excellent. You go right ahead.
Right. So what it is I will do, I'll start with my coconut rum. For this, I'm using Malibu. So you're using 2 ounces. Now,
Timmy, I might have to bring the camera down a little bit so they could see, because we're not seeing the Yeah, excellent, because we wasn't seeing. Lovely.
Better? Right, so
Yes,
we're going to be using Malibu. Now, normally when I'm home, I'll be using my jiggers, but in work, professional mode, so we're going to be free pouring. Right, so it will be 1.5 ounce Malibu. One ounce blue curacao. Let me show you what the blue curacao looks like for anyone who doesn't know. This is the most basic blue curacao that you could find. It's fine, it's called. And blue curacao is actually a liqueur that is infused with West Indian orange peel and also, West Indian orange peel. I believe that's it. That's the dominant flavor. All right, so you put in 1 ounce of blue curacao. Blue curacao is also used in other cocktails like Blue Hawaiians and Blue Lagoons, and even one of our signature cocktails, Blue Waters. Right. So what you're going to do, when it is you already mix the Malibu with the blue curacao, you're just going to add some ice. Now, for those who don't have a shaker at home, what it is you could do, you could use 2 cups and roll. And what rolling is like when your grandparents used to be cooling the tea from left to right. Let me show you guys an example. Anyone, so you take the 2 glasses and you roll over left to right, and it will mix just as good. It actually makes better because it's less dilution, so you get a more robust flavor. Right? Now, when you're shaking, you shake firm for the people that can shake. And for those who are rolling, you don't roll too much because you don't want the drink to dilute too much. So what it is I'm going to use for my glass is a brandy sifter or a brandy glass or a cognac glass if you want to be a little fancy. So what I do, I fill up with the ice, and then you put your rum and blue curacao to the bottom of the drink. Right, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to get 2 layers, blue and whatever top you want to do. So you could use either orange, you could use pineapple, you could use passion fruit juice, mango juice, anything really. But the best flavor that I find is the pineapple. So that is what you'll have. You'll just have half of a drink, and then you top with the pineapple. Right, I'm just adding a little more blue curacao. I didn't add enough. Right. And time for garnish. Now for my garnish, I'm just going to be using some limes and cherries. Keep it very classic. So I have a lime wedge here. Just going to put that on the rim. I'm also going to squeeze. This is my secret ingredient, by the way. I'm actually going to squeeze a lime inside with the juice and the zest, everything. I'm going to drop the actual wedge into the drink. That will get the zest and the aromatics to mix it. So right, I'm actually going to use 2 maraschino cherries. I'm actually going to be a little bit more fancy. It's only at the fairways you can come and get drinks like this. This is actually some colored spray that was actually made here at the fairways. It's infused with a lemon flavor. Right? And this one is apricot. Right, so what that will do is that will give the drink a robust aromatic flavor that is to die for. Right, let me just add a straw. And here at the fairways, we do everything fancy with a little extra flair. So I'm going to give you a little twirl on the straw. Right, and there we have it, the JB Kamikaze. Very simple, very elegant.
Hello, I would like to get my drink, please. That drink seems as if it's mine. Could you send it for me virtually?
If I could, I would.
Well, here, what's not to me? Let me and you take our toast now.
Sure.
Pull back up your camera. Let me see the face and everything now. We don't mix the drink. So let me toast to season 1 of 15 episode.
Right?
We're going for long. Many people walk now, eh?
No.
Excellent. That's what we're talking about, man. So, Timmy. So, guys, let me just let the audience know that you all have to inbox me your pictures of your drink. The best dressed drink are winning a $300 gift voucher from Fairways Restaurant and Bar. Okay? Please know. So, please send a picture. Which time and leave me alone, please. Easy me up. So, guys, so please send all the pictures of all the drink and how all the dress it up, please, so that you all could be the winner of a $300 gift voucher from Fairways Restaurant and Bar. Okay? So, Timmy, thank you so much for coming on and starting off our show with this little cocktail that we're supposed to have.
It was a pleasure as always to be here.
All right. Thank you so much, and take good care of yourself. And I can't wait for all of us to do what we have to do, follow the protocols. I could jump in Fairways Restaurant and Bar. This so popular place. I always hear about I can't reach yet. But you know, I can't come yet because of the COVID. But I think I hear they say I could come and buy my food and drink and go. All my food and go.
Well, so yeah, and you know, once you come here, is grade A service.
Well, so of course, but I had to pass through. You have
to, yeah, and bring an entourage.
I will try my best. All right, Timmy, have a good evening. Thank you.
Okay, JB, you too. Enjoy the season finale.
All right. So guys, oh gosh, Miss Sharon and Miss Sharon, no, I'm not drinking milk. I didn't know it have different drinks that is milky, but it have, gosh, they don't beat me up so now. Let's see my garnish under there with cherry and thing or my drink well organized. Yeah. So guys, here what I want to just give all you a little 2 minutes of a preview of how far Live with JB would have come from. So please enjoy 2 minutes of this video.
Attitude. Have me under hot spell for reasons I can't tell. How about you give it to me, give it to me. Hey, oh na 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 na. Girl, why not give me pepper? Oh na 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 na. Plenty pepper, girl. Oh na 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 na. Why not give me pepper? Oh na 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 na. Plenty pepper.
I went job hunting, sending in resumes all over. I eventually got a call to come to an interview. When I went to the interview, I wore a nice dress with a nice stockings, plus a sandal, but the sandals was mine and it's all I had with my toes outside. But it was what I had. So I put my best foot forward and I went to the interview. A lot of people didn't like that and they would have disrespected me, called me all sorts of names and stuff like that. I was not bothered by it because I knew I had a goal and a mission to complete. Sharon, Felix.
Good afternoon to Janelle.
Catch the waves, Trinbago. Roddy!
And Jamie said, let there be light. Oh, Jamie! Roddy couldn't make it. I hear, I support him. You understand? We're going to start with the pivot.
Them can't cool you down. When you work in your body, can't cool you. Them not cool you down.
I started at the ground level and I started as a C-class caddy. Within a year, I moved from the assistant to the head professional. We took part in the World Golf Teachers Cup in Las Vegas. Everything just went straight up from there.
So my message this evening is that COVID is real. Things we need to do for COVID. One is sanitization. The second thing is social distance, especially if it's not your family and you don't know the person. The third thing is wearing your mask. Ensure that you cover your mouth and your nose.
It's not what you have, but it's what you do with what you have. Name your what?
Sharon's Biddy Bidam.
When we talk about Trinbago pivot, I want you guys to imagine what a pivot is, right? What you're doing is you keeping one foot anchored on the ground and you're making a turn, right? And if each of us, if each individual business could make that pivot, then together in unison, we will be helping Trinbago pivot.
guys, that is just a piece. That's just like a snippet, right, of where Live with JB come from. Let's see how fun. That is just like a little snippet. Imagine if we put on a whole video for you all. Yeah, came from very far. So I had to give all of that little pause. So let me bring out for reveal number 4. Let me bring out our artistic Prince of Tobago, Prince AV. Prince AV, are you ready? Where is my brother, my pride of Tobago brother? Are you ready to come out? I love it when that camera come on. Hello, AV. Welcome back again to Live with JB.
Hello, good night, JB. How is everything?
Everything is good. It's nice to have you back. The last time, when you were on here, I couldn't hear you. I couldn't see you. I don't know what I want. Xavier had to take over. But I'm glad we get good connection tonight, man.
Well, apparently what went on the tower was under servicing.
Oh, okay. Well, I bring you back
Yeah,
for a
so I'm not
special.
perfect.
I bring you back for a special segment.
Continue with him.
I say, I bring you back for a special segment coming up for our
Of course.
Pride of Tobago stars. Yeah,
Of
before I
course.
bring out the mentors, I hear you have a special event coming up. Share it with our audience now.
Well, the special event that's coming up would be a silent auction, charity base. What we'll be doing in the auction, we'll be displaying some of my recent work that I've completed, and they will be up for auctioning. Sorry.
So, like, these would be up for auction. Yeah.
This one here is the
Sorry, just
yeah,
now.
more than one.
Yeah, I have 3 actually.
All right, so this one here is the old time wedding number 3. Jake.
And this one here, Papa Laps.
Passions Embrace number 3. I like to get experimental with the paint sometimes.
I love it. What about this one?
All right, this one here is another one I'm experimenting with. I'm trying to use a combination of acrylics with quick dry molding clay. This one here is supposed to be a depiction of an imaginary garden or a secret garden within my imagination.
Baby, you're not easy, nah? You always well busy doing your thing. And you never seem to disappoint us.
I get bored when I'm not painting.
Well, that's good. You're keeping yourself occupied, man. Yes. Michelle say,
But you two, you've come a long way too, though.
Huh?
I said, you two, you've come a long way too. I'm now seeing your montage there.
Oh.
I've been playing Eyes of the Tiger. Some Rocky music.
I know, right?
I know, right?
Miss Elliot say hi, Avi. So Avi, it's nice to have you. So let me.
Hello. Good night.
Yes, Miss Cheryl already. Miss Cheryl don't play with Avi, especially Miss Cheryl.
Where is Miss Cheryl?
Miss Cheryl say embrace passions embrace number 3 looks like passions heartbreak. Miss Cheryl.
Well, a little secret involved. Each one of them have a little heartbreak involved with it. So.
Oh gosh, well, let's see what she read right through that. Oh my goodness, Avi. So Avi, let me bring out our mentors for this evening because reveal number 5 is our reflect, renew, round table chat. Yeah, with the Pride of Tobago mentors and emerging stars and entrepreneurs like myself and you, right?
Right.
So I did post the flyer, but let me post it back just for the audience to know. Private. Okay, let me just zoom in. I really cannot read what is on it. So hang on. Right. So private virtual art showcase, charity and silent auction featuring special entertainment performance, the Pride of Tobago on Wednesday, September the 29th from 7 p.m. to 8. Yeah. So don't forget set a date on our calendar, and we will all enjoy this together. So hang on. Right. So let me bring out our mentors for this evening's show. So, Mr. Wizard of Oz, Miss
Hello, good night, good night.
Lyons.
Hello, Miss Lyons.
That's muted. And Miss Arlene.
And Miss Lyons. I'm not quite hearing them.
All of them are muted. You guys are muted. We're not hearing y'all.
So
I'm here.
I am here
Okay.
to say congratulations to you, JB. I have been given a special role, and to you and Avi. And then I will step backstage and I shall return to make a special presentation. So congratulations, season 1 grand finale.
Yay!
Over to Mr. Wizard of Oz and Miss Arlene. Avi, JB, have fun.
Will do.
Okay, congratulations, JB.
Thank you.
Season 15. I can't believe it. It feels like just yesterday, right, Avi? It feels like just yesterday we all got together and started doing this Live with JB show, and look at you now. Wow.
Yeah, JB is fantastic. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So now I wanted to take a little minute. As you guys know, JB calls me her teacher, right? So you all are about to go to class now here.
No. I call you my A++ teacher. Get it right.
A++ teacher.
Yes.
So you all are about to get a little taste of what JB has to deal with on a daily basis, because I'm going to take you to school a little bit. And AV is going to get his fair share too. So we want to talk, you guys know I am full of acronyms. We are full of acronyms here at Catch the Wave, right? So our mentorship model is called Empower, right? And we do it a little differently than a lot of traditional mentors and educators, you know, because we like to make it very hands-on and very practical, right? When we are working with JB and AV and the other teapot entrepreneurs and beneficiaries, we working with them so they are building as they go, right? It's not an intellectual exercise, it's a hands-on exercise, right? So the first E stands for experience. So you know, in a lot of cases, we want to start out with just feeding people all this information and training and classes, but we say, okay, let's give them the support, and then let's give them what I call an immersive experience. So JB's immersive experience is Live with JB, right? We started working with her, and a month later, she was doing her show. So she's getting that experience. AV is just immersing himself in his art, and then we gave it a platform on the Live with JB show. So now he's selling his artwork, and so they started out with the immersive experience, and then the other thing we've been working with them on is the M is for mindset, cultivating a positive mindset, right? So with the experience combined with the positive mindset, we want to kind of get them in the act of doing and experiencing, and then we will be kind of working on the plan. And the P is like plan and practice. So, and a plan is not a static thing, right? We're gonna plan, they're gonna get a little more experience and practice, we're gonna revise the plan. So that's what the P is for. So once we are doing all this, we are also like kind of looking for opportunities, right? So with the experience now JB has under her belt, now she has the opportunity to do certain things. Like I've been, encouraging her to start marketing. I swear JB is the most qualified social media professional in Trinidad and Tobago with all that training that you guys saw that you got. So so I'm putting it out there that she is ready to take on some social media clients, some sponsors for her show, things like that. AV is already getting a lot of great opportunities. So one of the opportunities that he got is on this platform selling his paintings, and he's kind of starting to feel what it feels like to actually see that money coming in. And then next opportunity coming up that they just talked about is his private showcase and silent auction. So that's the next level of opportunity. So once you have these opportunities, now you're gonna get some wins. You start getting some wins under your belt, and like when AV, when you kind of sold that first painting to Miss Cheryl, I could imagine how that kind of gave you that boost of confidence. So from the opportunities will come wins, but you'll get some losses too. Like sometimes things won't go well, but those in my mind are still wins because they are learning opportunities, right? So that's the W in empower. And then with all of that now is when we're going to consolidate it into the education. So instead of how all traditional education system is, start with all this education textbook stuff, we are doing it kind of in reverse. We're going to take all this experience, opportunities, wins, losses, and then you're going to have now some real world education coming out of that. And then last but not least, you always want to reflect and renew. So this is not a top-down thing. Think of it as a circle, right? We're going through these cycles. So with everything that you're doing, we always want to kind of reflect on what's working, what's not working, where do we go, do we need to update our plan, and then come up with some new ideas, right? So that's the model that I just wanted to share for the benefit of our audience. But what we want to focus on with you guys today is just the first two steps in this, the experience and the positive mindset. So you guys have been going through your professional development experience and trying to cultivate that positive mindset. So since it's your show, JB, I always like to pick on you first. And I'm going to ask you to share what, from the experience that you've had so far with your Live with JB show, just your professional development, what is one thing, just share with the audience one thing that kind of stands out as something you learned that you are saying to yourself, I'm going to take this forward with me to help me develop and be successful. Can you share with your audience?
Sure, I can. For me, well, basically, that one thing for me, those of you all who probably would have heard parts of my story from where I came from, is a very sticky place I came from, real challenging, trying place. And for me, one of my biggest battle was fighting up with my past memories and stuff like that. I always go back. I always feel angry. I always feel hurt and these type of things. So it's something that I always catch myself being challenging with, right? But during this journey, I found myself telling my cheerleaders, Miss Lina, Miss Ali, and one day we were just having a virtual meeting, and I said, you know what? I will keep looking ahead. I would only look in my rearview mirror only when it's necessary, just to tell how far I really come from. But I wouldn't look back to feel bitterness, to feel hurt, or feel angry, or feel, questionable. But yeah, so basically in going forward, I just want to be focused on my future, the things that is ahead of me. And the only time I look back is to tell you all where and how far I would have come from. So basically that's in going forward, I want to take that with me.
That's amazing.
Yep.
Mentor Ozzy, Wizard of Oz, what do you think of that?
Yeah, that's kind of very powerful, JB. I mean, every time I look at that video of your story, it's so real. It touches me deeply, very inspirational. I think a lot of people will be blessed by it. And
Thank you so
something else
much.
I see in your case is that, you know, I think you've learned a lot over all these seasons that I've seen you. One of the things I think I recognize is that you now no longer have to figure it all out before you make a step. I think you kind of have a
Yeah.
level of confidence now that you could figure this out as you go. You know,
Yep.
and that's a big thing for entrepreneurs. You can't sit down and try to work out every detail before you decide to step in the ring. But what you have to do is to have the confidence to know that once you get in the ring, you have the smarts, you have the it's a sort of inner sense to know how to respond to the punches. And
Yes,
I see
definitely.
that more and more in you every week when you come on here and you have to wing it sometimes because you didn't
For
expect
real.
this to be happening. And
You know?
I want you to build on that. I want you to build on
Thank
that.
Okay. So I have a surprise guest. You guys will remember him from last
Mr.
week's
Cedric.
show. Mr. Cedric, first of all, we have to wish Mr. Cedric a happy birthday. His birthday is on Tuesday.
Cedric.
He is on the
Happy
way.
birthday.
Happy birthday, Mr. Cedric.
Thank you so much.
I was planning this surprise for my teapot emerging stars. Meanwhile, Cedric's wife was planning a surprise birthday gig for him.
Oh, wow.
So he is literally in the car going to one of his birthday events, and he still
Oh,
insisted
wow.
that he wanted to come and just give all of both of you guys or two Pride of Tobago emerging stars
Yes.
and entrepreneurs, give you guys just a little word of encouragement to kind of send you on to your next phase. So over to you, Master Sergeant Cedric King.
Hey, I just wanna tell you guys, continue to stay on the path. I'm not sure if can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, we hearing you.
I my wife, set up an opportunity for my best friends to come in town, and we're just in the car right now. But we were talking about something earlier about the place that we had grown up from. I grew up in a very, 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 impoverished part of North Carolina, and for me to be where I am right now, there's a portion of me that feels a little bit like I don't deserve it. Have you ever been in a situation where where all this
Mm.
stuff is happening and you're like,
All the good
I
stuff,
look
yeah.
where I came from. Yeah, like I don't deserve to be here. Like there's no way. There were people that were smarter than me, and there were people that were better at me than a lot of things. But I'm here, and it's almost like what they call an imposter syndrome. And this is one of the greatest battles that I feel like I've fought. Even harder than overcoming losing my legs, even harder than overcoming, learning to walk again and learning to run again and type and everything. Learning how to be able to handle success responsibly and almost not arrogantly, but like I do deserve to be here. I Not that anybody doesn't, but I do deserve this success. I did work hard. There were sacrifices that were made. And learning how to just accept the fact that you are great. It 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 let's say this, it took work for me. And if you are at that place where you're so glad to be successful, but there's a part of you that feels that like you got it too easily or that you don't deserve it, that is the one fight that you must master, that you must learn to master. And I feel like I have to do it every day. I go to Asani and I talk to Arlene and I feel like that, like, wow, I don't deserve to be talking to her. She's been to places that I wouldn't able to get in with my grades. There's no way.
Hmm.
But this is the enemy that we all must tackle. This is the enemy that we all must wage war and defeat. It's the enemy on the inside. And I think that in the end, really, that's the only enemy that there really is. It's the only enemy that really exists is not the ones that seem scary or the ones that you can see. The real enemy is the enemy in here. But that's the enemy that really only matters. If you can defeat the person on the inside, the voice in the inside that says, you're not smart enough, or you don't have what it takes, or you ain't pretty enough, or you don't have enough money to be in this place. If you can learn how to overcome that and continue to keep going, I think Ozzy said it best. You don't even need to have everything figured out before you hit the start button. Just go with what you got and what you've been given, and you will win. You don't need to be the MVP to start the football game or to start the soccer game. You don't need to be the MVP. But if you start, you can be the MVP, and if you don't start, you never will be the MVP. And I think that that's something that I had to learn, and I continue to learn every day.
Thank you so much, Cedric. I mean, I so appreciated JB and AV. Do you guys have anything to say in response?
Yeah, I JB, I know we talked last week, but I didn't get a chance to meet Ozzy or the young man that's on the line. I can't even see his name. But I just I wanted to be able to field questions. Did you guys have any questions that you want to ask?
Well, basically, I don't think I have question, but I could relate to what it is you're just saying in terms of, like, for me, where I come from, what everything that I have that I would have had, it was always a struggle or a real work hard for, that now that is a little more ease where I'm getting the assistance, I'm getting the help. I find myself in a position as, how I get here so quick? How do I have this? Did I deserve this? Did I work for this? Because I have the mentality of just having to work for it. I don't have the habit of, yeah, this is for you, or this is to help you. So I have that kind of questioning moment as, is this really for me? Am I deserving of this? So I can relate
that
to what it is
imposter
you were
syndrome.
saying. Yeah.
Yeah. I fight with that all the time. And at some point you just have to go with it and know that you are putting in the sacrifice and you are putting in the struggle, and it does take a fight. But just for you to be here in this space was a fight in itself. But I think sometimes that we feel like it wasn't hard enough, it should have been harder.
Yeah,
But shoot, it
because
was
that's what
hard. It was
yeah.
hard.
Yeah, it was. So Cedric, we'll let you go shortly, but AV, just by way of introduction, since you said you didn't meet AV, he's another one of our Pride of Tobago entrepreneurs. He is an incredibly talented artist. I will show you some samples of his artwork. It is beyond imagination, his talent.
Wow.
With that, he fell off. But we'll have another opportunity, Cedric, for you to kind of come back and spend a little more time. I don't want to take up any more of your birthday celebration time, so I just wanted to thank you so much and thank Kaida.
No sweat. I definitely will. Arlene, please let me know if you guys have some open time in the next couple weeks. I won't be able to do the 10th through the 12th, but I would love to come over and be able to stream. We be able to stream to Trinidad and Tobago would be great.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you, Cedric.
Take care, Cedric.
All right, you guys.
Thank you so much.
All right,
Enjoy
you guys take it easy.
Enjoy your birthday.
Happy birthday.
All right, you guys take it easy. Much love.
All right. Wow, I don't know what happened to AV. Is he coming back?
AV is back. Yeah, he just came back.
Sorry about that. I think as the rain started to fall, the connection just dropped there.
Okay, that's okay. All right,
Yeah,
so let's just keep it moving. So AV, what is your one thing that you want to share that you learned or discovered about yourself, about your development, that you are going to hold on to and use to propel you going forward?
Well, I believe my discovery will be a discovery of limits to see how far I can push myself, how far I can innovate my art into different categories, and how far I can extend it probably to different countries internationally.
Yes.
Okay. That's good. That is awesome. I think that's the one thing you have had the time and space to do. Like every time I see a piece of your work, it has like a different something to it that you're trying. So keeping that innovation in your art is definitely something. And as you know, we have put your art out there internationally and gotten a lot of positive interest, not just from people in the diaspora. We had people from the Caribbean who have been inquiring about your art. So that is incredibly amazing. And then to wrap up, one last thing, is there anything, as we have the Wizard of Oz, it's not often we have a wizard in our presence.
For real. Let's utilize this opportunity.
Is there anything that you have a challenge with? And I could help out too with anything you guys have on your mind. But for your benefit and for the benefit of the audience, is there some aspect of it that you're kind of struggling with or challenge that we could help just point you in the right direction?
Well, what I usually have trouble with is either focusing on one piece at a time or having enough material to finish said pieces.
Okay. Okay.
And honestly, the battle of those kind of battles, to me, battle of the mind kind of puts you in a halt position.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So the supplies piece is very something we can definitely help with, and that will come. But the focus piece, Wizard of Oz, do you have anything? It might be that you're bouncing around might be okay. I mean, it's not.
Yeah. I was actually thinking about that,
Yeah.
And I almost don't want to have you look for a prescribed answer. I almost want you to figure out the way you work best, because some people could focus on one thing until it's done. Other people, in between doing this thing, another idea comes up, and you have to hit that idea. You really have to touch it, because it might melt away. You know what I mean?
It just feels as if as the idea comes to head, you have to get it out immediately, or else you'll never get that idea again.
I'm kind of like that, you know what I mean? So I think I understand what you're going through. So you're trying to figure out which one of these ways you work best and what you need to make that happen. So it's like I always say, this teacher of mine said to me, the most important thing in life is to know what is important. What is important to you? And if it is a matter of translating all of these ideas that keep coming to you, because when you get to a productive place, a lot of things come to your mind, a lot of ideas flow to your mind. And I don't want you to shut them out, but some people might have to. Some people might have to shut them out so they could concentrate on one. Other people need to capture them all. Which one of that is important to you? You want to capture them all and come back at them and make them perfect? Or you want to stay with one, perfect that, and forget, because you'll run the risk of forgetting what popped into your mind a minute ago. So try and find which one of these things works best for you, because I don't think there's one answer for everybody.
Well, what I'm trying to do, however, so far, and I've seen a little benefit from it so far, I have a little art journal where if I have an idea, I'll write down the schematics for what the idea is, just so that way I have a basic log of what it is I want to do.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Even that sometimes get a little jumbled.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I mean, that was something I use a lot in my days managing stuff. I always walk around a little notebook with me, because I'm driving, or you shouldn't write while you're driving, but if something crosses your mind, you jot it down, you tape it or something like that, because if you don't do it, then you're not gonna remember it with the same passion that it hit you. So keep a record of stuff. It keeps you moving forward because you go back and pick them up and take them to the next 40-yard line or 30-yard line or whatever it might be. But for creative people, don't try to constrain that creative energy of yours.
Yep.
Try to record it somewhere, but don't try to keep constraining it, because that to me is what makes you unique and more importantly, the entrepreneur. And one last thing, right? There's a famous Spanish poet called Machado. And Machado said, "Caminante no hay camino, se hace camino en andar." And what he was saying is, caminante, sojourner, trailblazer, there is no road. You have to make the road as you go. You got to get in the ring and start moving, and the road defines itself. So it's almost, don't look around sometimes for an example. Just be confident enough to be the example.
Be the example.
Just be that example. Go in there and just, train yourself to be that kind of person that thinks that way and has that kind of confidence. Even if you make a mistake, you would learn from that mistake. And you wouldn't be fearful of making mistakes. Because that holds a lot of us back. Yep. We are fearful about making a mistake, what somebody else might think. You don't care about that stuff. You know if something went wrong, it can't be so catastrophic, especially if you're in this environment with teapot and catch the wave and all that. Somebody will be there to help you. And as Arlene said, this is a practical learning experience. This is not teaching a theory and all that sort of stuff. And part of this practical learning experience is that this forum gives you access to other people with ideas. You may not know these people, but you just have to say the problem, and Miss Cheryl will find somebody. You just say the problem, and Arlene will find somebody, and Cedric will find somebody. And that's a big thing to be able to get for somebody like you guys are starting up in Tobago.
Yep. Yeah. So thank you for that, Ozzy. And with that being said, I think we should thank you, because to have somebody of your experience and caliber and insight to be able to give back to the Pride of Tobago entrepreneurs and emerging stars is what we are all about. And like JB always says, it is going to take a village to raise these teapot children of ours, right?
Take the world.
So we are very grateful. So JB, you get the last word in terms of what is there a challenge? And don't say the challenge is dealing with your A++ teacher, right? So choose another challenge. What is
Could I say one of my challenges dealing with one of my AA plus cheerleader backstage? I'm just kidding. I love her dearly. Basically for me, one of the challenge for me is, well, the broadcast that you all are using right now is something that I would have figured out, and I operate it. I do everything basically. Nobody is doing it. So I manage everything, right? Like changing crawl, pulling up guests, I multitask. Right. So for me, it's like, this is my talent. This is what I do. This is what I love doing. I love the engaging with people and stuff like that. So for me, the challenging part is, and I have felt it in the earlies, especially when I do a show or kind of in the middle of a show and something goes wrong. It's like, I feel so responsible. Like, oh my God, you have failed because the show didn't go the way it should. But, so I think that would be one of my challenges, something that I just really go through the glitch with behind the scene, because it's like, I feel as if there's an error or it don't go the way it's supposed to, as if I have failed. So basically that's something that I really struggle with.
Yeah, well, most entrepreneurs tend to have the vision in their head, and they know exactly what it needs to look like, and they are the linchpin of the whole thing. Now, as you progress, you would learn how for that failure not to happen. But it's probably going to happen at some point.
Yeah.
and it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. And you learn from it. You learn from it, and we figure out how to fix that. But perhaps more importantly, I want you to extend the vision to the next step now. We just went past season 1 and it was fantastic.
Yeah.
So that's a major accomplishment. You would have never
Yeah.
imagined season 1 could have
I
been,
can't believe I reached quite 12 episode 15.
every week you gotta have talent to come on the show. 2 and 3 reveals. I mean, that's not easy.
Yes.
So we need to now think, now that people have become accustomed to the show and a certain quality of show, how do we ensure that some of those things you fear don't happen? What do we need to do to grow the show next, to make it more secure? Do we need better systems, more people?
Yeah.
What we need to start thinking that way, because we
Yeah.
can't afford for this show to crash.
Yeah.
It wouldn't, but I want to make sure we do all we can on our side that it doesn't crash and people see a smooth show. They don't know all of this stuff that's going on here with you like a duck.
Yes, they have
Look
no
like-
idea, and I would just be smiling,
Yeah, you look like a duck, smooth above the water, and your feet paddling
Yes.
like crazy underneath. So let's take it the next level. Let's take it the next level. Let's find somebody to help you and advise how we work something out that the chances of it crashing, there's enough redundancy built in that
Yes,
it doesn't.
avoid it. Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, I think that is well said. And the other thing is, when things go wrong, it's not, don't take it so personally. It's part of the learning and growth process. It is helping you build that resilience and adaptability to be able to kind of move on your feet and bob and weave. And like Ozzy was saying, half the things that you are knowing go wrong, the audience doesn't even know something went wrong. So yes, it's important, and that's why next to wins I put and losses, because things won't always go right.
Yeah.
But when you think about it, if everything always goes right, then no learning and growth is happening.
Yep.
Because you could only learn when things don't go the way they're supposed to go. So it's all part of the learning and growth experience.
And you're among friends here. I mean, the thing is, when I look at some of the comments that come in to the show on a weekly basis, people want you to succeed.
Yeah,
People
of
will,
course.
people will make allowances for little mistakes.
Yep.
Yeah, because you're operating under stress in a sense, right? We don't have all the resources we need to put on some big fancy stuff, So you're among friends, you're among a lot of goodwill behind this
Yeah.
show. So we just need to
Among my
build on
tribe.
that.
Yep.
We just need to build on that. We will do our part to give you some resources to get this thing secure. And I'm sure, given another season coming up, we will see some other things to do, and you will be way ahead.
No problem, definitely.
Okay, so this is the end of our little round table chat, but before anybody goes anywhere, I wanted to bring Miss Lyons out, Corelli out, to join us and give a little presentation. You're muted.
Thank you, JB. And congratulations again to our two, the pride of Tobago, emerging stars and emerging entrepreneurs. So just quickly before I go into my little assignment that I was given, the panelists, I got word they have sent their apologies. They are both out in New York.
Okay.
In the difficult times that they're in, trying to get from one place to the Panyard where they were supposed to be broadcasting from. So I just got off the phone with Dean, and it is virtually impossible. So to our dedicated audience, they have given the assurance, they have given the commitment, they have it in the bag for us. But being in New York, the last thing they had expected was to be in New York under the circumstances that they are in now with that
Yes.
unbelievable floods and destruction. So to everyone, they have sent, both Jane and Duvon have sent their regrets, and we can only wait for bigger and better things to come.
Yep.
And just before I go into what, I know that we had our drinks mixed, so I trust that everyone would have their glass ready. We would need to move a toast. Great. So we will get to that. And just to say to our audience again, on behalf of Catch the Wave Solutions and the Pride of Tobago, that we continue to be here and to work with you all in navigating these very trying and difficult times. Now it's a time of where we are just at the cusp of trying to make that breakthrough and to get over the pandemic, and where we can start to work in some sort of normal circumstances once again. And so we continue to urge people, for us here in Tobago and in Trinidad, to bring our vaccination count up.
Yep.
And also to urge people to please follow the protocols to stay safe as we look towards opening up. Today we've had announcements, churches are going to be starting back, but please, we urge everyone to get vaccinated. It is going to help us to stay better and not to succumb to what we are faced with. That's the reality. And if I can just add my little 2 cents to those persons who are listening, and sometimes maybe the message is too real to be believed, but in a very simplistic way, the whole question of putting out this fire that is the virus, it's really about us. What we do know as a fact, there are ways and there are steps we can take to avoid contracting the virus, to avoid being as sick. So if we took it in a very simple step, people, avoid gathering and being in the company of persons who are not your Siamese twins. They are not joined to you by the hip. See everyone as a carrier of the virus. Help everyone to keep their distance and stay apart. This is a special, I hope everyone on the live, everyone who is listening, would take this message to the young people. You may not be aware, but when you look at, and I know most young people, you all are not onto mass media, you all are not cued into looking at international news, you all are not into paying attention what is happening worldwide. But just bring it closer to home. When you move around and you do not know that you have, and you can't know, you all heard Richie's story, that you have the virus, and you go close to someone you care about and their health or their body is not as strong, and it interferes with their basic, the life supply. We know what we need for life, right? They say water and air. None of us can survive without air. And this virus is taking the air and oxygen away from them. And you are putting them through an agonizing illness. So where you might be having fun, where you are throwing caution to the wind, where you are listening to the talk of people that this is not real and it's not happening, I want to ask the young people to do one thing. Go onto YouTube and check. I know that is your platform, that's your PlayStation, and check the number of funerals that are now broadcast live. See how many grannies, how many granddads, but more than that, see how many young persons are lined up there. Because I know that is what young people believe. Go onto YouTube just for your own satisfaction and take account of the number of funerals that they have had to do that way because we cannot go close. And then you might get an understanding. So when you wake up from the party, from the Zessa party, from the Villa party, just go onto YouTube and check the day before and say, let me see whose funeral it had. Let me see what funeral it had yesterday. Let me see what it had the day before. Let me see what it had the day before that. And you will get an understanding. I like to break things down. So this is not a joke. It's not unreal. The reality is some people get more sick than others. Some people could fight through, but you cannot determine that who will fight it off and survive. So we are playing Russian roulette. So I just want to put out that plea to people from our standpoint and Catch the Wave and what we have been trying to do. Businesses cannot come back unless you are alive to bring it back. So that's the bottom line. So I move on now and I say we continue to be here at Catch the Wave to provide solutions to businesses, to show businesses as well, and to just go on some of what Arlene, Wizard of Oz, and Cedric shared. It is all par for the course for some businesses to close down and come again. That's a normal cycle in life. It's not going to be the end of the world. What is going to be important is that we are alive and well to restart the business, to start a new business, or to go down a completely new path, because you always have opportunities in front. So now I want to say a special thank you to the audience, the viewers, the followers. Live with JB Season 1. What a blast it was. What fun it was. It has been an amazing 3+ months of rocking with JB. From never ever being or having her own show, producing, working with us, and to see where she's at today, we feel so proud. And then for us to have discovered AV, a real son of the soil talent. AV doesn't, you all see AV and sometimes he drops off. AV is what you call true Tobago culture. He is in the natural. He is outdoors. He's under the trees. He is in the rain. He is in the sun. He is out in some of the most beautiful parts of Tobago to do his work. So when we bring AV here in all the technology, he is one with nature. So that's why sometimes he will fall off. Because AV is in Tobago's most natural places and spaces when he comes to you live. So AV, we really appreciate you, and your work continues to just inspire us. And so I want to
very much.
toast before I make a little presentation I've been asked to do. Did everyone on the live mix their JB Kamikaze?
I hope they did.
I didn't have anything blue. So I got a glass that has blue on the bottom. So we want to raise a toast. We want to raise this toast really in celebration of the milestone that JB has arrived at, and to also wish her many more milestones, all successes, and AV, as he too takes off, that we will continue to see great things, greater things from them. So we want to say, raise a toast. Everybody should have their glass, all our viewers. And we want to say to JB, hip hip hooray.
Yay!
Hip Three cheers.
Three cheers.
To
Hooray.
JB.
Hip,
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 hooray.
hooray. Live with JB. Right? So, and now, as to use her line, I also have another small announcement to make. Or rather, it's a presentation that I've been asked to make to JB on behalf of the Pride of Tobago and Catch the Wave Solutions, all your mentors, your supporters. I am pleased I've been asked to present this special award to you for the very exciting and successful completion of your season 1 live with JB. So this award is presented to JB, Miss Janelle Boxer.
Yeah, that's me
for
talking
being
about my first
of this.
award in life ever. I love it. First time in my life, I received an award. First time in my life.
Receive your award.
I love it. Thank you so much, Miss
And I hand
Lyons.
you back over to everyone. Folks, we'll be coming at you. Remember what's coming up. AV's private viewing, silent auction, coming up on
26th.
September
29.
29. Lots of exciting things. Wizard of Oz, thank you. Thank you.
Amen.
Thank you to
Anytime,
all the
anytime,
beautiful
anytime.
people who have been part of this season. We love you. We appreciate you. And calling us in any way we can assist. We are here to support and to move Tobago and Trinidad and all the talent that we can uncover and discover to help to advance that talent. Miss Arlene,
Anytime.
love you all.
Thank you, guys.
Okay.
Thank you, guys. Well
Cheers.
done, all.
Yes, but Miss Lyons,
Well done, all.
don't run away yet, Miss Lyons. So guys, a special thank you to all of you all as my mentors and my cheerleaders. I really want to say thank you to all of my supporters for their continual support and even the sacrifices that they make on a daily basis just to make sure they don't miss live with JB. I really appreciate that. You know, I really love and appreciate the continual support. But I also want to bring the curtains down with acknowledging my very own cheerleaders, Miss Lion and Miss Arlene, in a very special way because I mean we have reached season 1, episode 15, and we just didn't get there like that. There's a lot of hard work that they have to put in behind the scene that none of us the scene, not even me, you know, in order to get these shows going. And I really want to say, you know, I can't do all the work for them. Because it's a lot. You all have the grace for that, but like with JB, you all put in a lot of work behind the scenes to produce it, and I really appreciate all that hard work. I love you all very much, and not just
Love you too.
and not just producing the show. You know, I love your availability. You know, behind the scene, behind the camera, when no one is looking, you all are available 24/7. Even if my toe hurt me, I could call, I could message, somebody could tend to me. You know, and I really, really appreciate that. And, you know, I have to go back to Mr. Cedric for 1 minute, you know, and as you all have known my life and how far I come from. And I would say when I came into the hands of Catch the Wave and the Pride of Tobago, my life honestly would have only gotten better. And it started getting better so quickly. It's like I started to question myself just as he would have shared, like, you deserve these things. You deserve this because, you know, it's like, I no longer have to go through all that pain and suffering and hard times no more. I get that support now, and it really means a lot. So I have gone through that challenging time where I question if I was deserving of these things that I get and the help and the support. But I love it, and I want to say I love each and every one of you all, and thank you for always being there. And congratulations to all of us as we get ready for season 2 live with JB. So cheers to all of you all.
Thanks to the audience.
Yes.
Yay. Okay, guys. So
breakdown time.
Time to break it down. Closing off with a song.
The party now start.
Oh, just before I go, just before I go tonight, I want to give you all a little peek of season. What is to come for season 2? We would have Tobago Sports Legends Part 1 and Part 2, fashion inspiration of Tobago and Trinidad, and a lot of brand new content. Yeah? And each week we will be closing with a guess who is the comeback king or queen in the next show. So this is where the audience will get the opportunity to engage, to say who is their favorite and who they want us to bring back and stuff like that. So please look forward of more exciting things for season 2. And let's close off with a song. Evie, you ready to dance?
Maybe could paint.
Guess the bad, make you put up your hand. My people